Then have a look at the team of the year. There have actually been a couple of late changes.
Oh, has there?
I need to tell you about.
We'll
get to that. You don't know anything about it, Gary. These are the ones that the guys have agreed on.
He's changed his positions then.
Well, we'll find out.
Because I haven't.
There is, as you can see, quite a heavy dominance of Arsenal and Manchester City and Cole Palmer as well. Jamie, why those centre-back pairings?
Is that my team?
They're the ones you've both agreed on.
Oh.
Why? Did you pick Van Dijk?
No, I went for a back three.
What?
What do you mean, what?
But those two are in your team.
I mean, as a partnership, I mean, it's the first... They've been together really sort of 2 years, but when you think of them sort of this season, I think if this partnership stays together for the next 3 or 4 years, we're talking about this alongside Ferdinand and Vidic, Carvalho, John Terry. I'm just trying to think of other partnerships. I can't think off the top of my head, but they're the two that really stand out. And I think those two could go alongside certainly some of the best partnerships we've seen in the Premier League.
A lot of talk about Saliba, but Gabriel
has
been absolutely outstanding.
Interesting the way you handled him at the start of the season.
Yeah, there was something going on, wasn't there? Potential for him to leave, but then Arsenal were struggling a little bit. Not struggling, but they weren't themselves. He tried different things, but I think once Gabriel came in, he's been outstanding. Gabriel, absolutely brilliant.
No debate on that midfield three.
No,
it's. I mean, not at all.
No, it's a certain midfield that.
Rodri and Rice way ahead of everyone else in terms of that position.
Rice is not that position. I mean, that's been established, I think, this season that Partey or Jorginho have had to come in. Rodri is that position. Rice can't play that position very well, I don't think. He's better in that free position on the left. I think that's been established by Mikel Arteta.
I think he can play it. I think he can. But I think what this has shown is the fact that I think most people just add him down as a centre mid. I always felt his passing ability was a lot better than I thought he was given credit for, Declan Rice. And this thing about he can play holding midfield play, but I think he's actually shown he can actually do a bit of everything, the box to box. You think of the goals they scored last week. I'm trying to think if they played last week, where he was running forward and he'd done a really quick sort of pass and he knocked it into Trossard.
Bournemouth, wasn't it?
Bournemouth at home for the second goal. I think he's a brilliant player.
I think that position, to be honest with you, is it's a different level of intelligence. I'm not saying Declan Rice is not an intelligent football player. I think he's a sensational player and how he's improved is unbelievable. But I don't think he can play in that position with real discipline. And I don't even think Gareth likes him being there. I think he'd rather have another midfield player that would play there so that he can free him up to go and sort of, if you like, run onto the game, run forward, press high. I think Rodri is a different level in that position than Declan Rice, but Declan Rice is a different level in the position that he is on that left.
All right, we're going to have a look at your team now, Gary.
Yeah.
Fill in the blanks for you. There we go. All right, so Emi Martinez keeps his place in goal.
Yeah. I think his XG goal set to saves, whatever it is that you measure these goalkeepers by, personality, character. Alisson, just that little injury maybe, and just maybe how you finish the season sometimes has an impact. Villa, I felt as though I had to have a Villa player in the team, and it was either going to be Watkins or Martinez. And in the end, I was looking at Martinez, Alisson or Pickford, and it's the first time I've ever looked at Pickford, and I wanted to mention him tonight because I think I've been critical of him at times earlier on in his Everton career. I think he's proved himself with England. I think now he's become a really reliable, good goalkeeper. And I think Martinez is, I think, to me, the best goalkeeper.
Why does Destiny Udogie make your choice at left back?
For me, it's been a struggle for most teams at left back. You think of the top two teams. City, it's been a struggle for at times. Obviously, Gvardiol's come in the last few months. Arsenal, it's been the one position they've changed around. Udogie, different level when he played for Tottenham and such a massive miss for them. So I've got him in at left back. Robertson, who's been my sort of, if you like, standard pick for years. Yeah, he's not there. And Ben White, it was either Ben White or Trent Alexander-Arnold. But I just felt with the way Arsenal defended. And
how much has his game developed, Gary?
A lot. I wasn't sure about him. I'll be honest, I wasn't sure. He fell in between. Is he half a right back and half a centre back? That was my view of Ben White. I wasn't sure what he was, but he's developed into a really, really good right back. And I think of him now in the same sort of quality this season for one season. Do you know how Ivanovic and Azpilicueta were for Chelsea for many years, playing as that sort of like that position? I think he's done really well there, so he deserves to be in.
Easy one for you, centre forward?
Yeah. Do you know something? You only realise when you have these players, this is a special player, one of the greatest in the world. His goal-scoring numbers will go on to dominate world football for the next 5, 6, 7 years, in my opinion. and he just has to be in there. You can think about giving someone else a chance, and that would be the emotional, compassionate way to look at it. But every centre forward, every club in the league, if you could name a centre forward and they could take one, would name him.
Jamie didn't.
Because he was trying to give everyone a go. That's fair. It's fair enough because
How do you know what I was trying to do?
Because I was thinking it the same way. I was thinking of it the same way. But the fact of the matter is, you come back to, if every manager in the league could pick a centre forward, it'd be him.
We know he's the best centre forward. It's about what they've done this season.
But you'd go for Ollie Watkins ahead of him.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Why?
Well, the reason I would go for Ollie Watkins is I think his numbers aren't too... there's not much difference in the numbers if you put the goals and assists together. He's playing for Aston Villa. He's playing for Manchester City. And actually, when I think of Erling Haaland this season... Listen, we know he's the best striker. You know, we get that. But this season, I actually think in the biggest of games... I've been slightly disappointed with Haaland. Maybe even sort of the Champions League against Real Madrid, the games against Arsenal, Liverpool as well. When he's come up against the real elite defenders, I think the elite defenders have got the better of him. Why is he talking about my team?
I mean, I think at one point, about 5-6 years, I think I picked a 3 at the back and got absolutely blitzed off him for it. If you've got the footage, get it out if you can. and look, I mean, no one loves De Bruyne more than me. De Bruyne is absolutely unbelievable, but he's played less than a third of Manchester City's Premier League minutes. Less than a third.
And have you seen how many chances he's created?
I know how many chances he
basically
creates.
shows how good a player is. Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in the Premier League, and he has been for 5 years. The numbers he's got...
You just said I can't pick Haaland because of that.
Because of what?
You said that Haaland's... We know he's the best centre-forward, but you picked someone else.
But his numbers are off the scale.
So Haaland's. He's top scorer.
I know, but he's virtually the same as Watkins. He's virtually the same. One plays for Man City, one plays for Aston Villa. Kevin De Bruyne has basically played half a season, yeah? His numbers in terms of chances created are off the scale. I mean, someone give me a stat. Someone come with me here. What's the stat?
Less than a third of Manchester City's... He's an unbelievable player, but I'm surprised he's in this year.
Well, don't worry about it.
Virgil van Dijk, couldn't leave him out,
What was that, Cheats?
He had to pick it. He's got to go back to Liverpool tonight. He can't not have a Liverpool player in.
Kevin De Bruyne is creating chances at a higher rate than anybody in the Premier League.
All right, we're moving on to Virgil van Dijk.
So, this season. Now, the back three, I felt like I couldn't leave any of them out. And also, I didn't think there was any full-backs that really jumped out at me. I mean, you've gone with the doggy. I mean, he just...
What?
What I'm saying is you went...
He's fantastic, a doggy.
I know, but he's not... The defensive record's really poor. I think what we've watched with Liverpool tonight, I actually think without Van Dijk, Liverpool would be in that fight with Villa and Tottenham in the last couple of games of the season. I think he's been that important. I think of that performance in the Carabao Cup final. And you think he's basically played alongside a young lad, Jarell Quansah, for half the season. He started the season with Matip. He was out for the season. So he's basically had 3 different partners right throughout the season. And even when I watch him against Haaland, it was just... No, for me, I think he's been back to his absolute best. He couldn't leave the other 2 out. No full-backs.
He doesn't even believe what he's saying here. He doesn't even believe it himself this year. Honestly, this year he doesn't even believe his own team. He's created a system that doesn't exist.
There's no full-backs.
Honestly...
What system do teams play with the ball? What system do teams play with the ball? They play with a back 3 and they go with a 2 in midfield. They go. How many teams play a back 3, a box with the ball, and a front 3? Yeah. How many teams do that?
Yeah,
and that's what my team do.
Play that.
That's what my.
I have some information, Jamie.
Oh, go
that until about 8:05 this evening, you had Emi Martinez in goal.
Well, it was a toss-up between the 2.
He doesn't even believe what he's saying. Honestly, this year
Jordan Pickford got the most clean sheets. He's got the most clean sheets behind Raya.
Oh yeah, behind Raya.
I mean, he's playing for a team in the bottom, fighting relegation. He's got the most clean sheets. How many goals does he create, Jordan Pickford, from his free kicks on the halfway line? It was a toss-up. Listen, you can't take that mistake out tonight. That was horrific. He was at fault for the second goal. He was at fault as well.
You're walking in mud here. You're walking in mud.
So that back 3, listen, Rice and Rodri both had to be in. I think Cole Palmer has been almost as good as he's. We'll get to that.
We're going to come to
one of the best players in the league. De Bruyne, in the minutes that he's had, has been the best player. Odegaard, Foden, and Ollie Watkins this season.
I like Ollie Watkins.
Do you think if Ollie Watkins was playing for Manchester City and Haaland was playing for Villa this season, who would have the better numbers?
No, I think you said clumsily last season that Haaland... No, you did. You said clumsily last season Haaland was signed for the wrong club. I actually understood what you meant by that. in the sense that I think Haaland would potentially even score more goals somewhere else because it would suit him.
So it wasn't clumsy, it was right?
No, it was just the way he delivered it, as usual.
Right, we've got to go to my team as well. I managed to find the information for my team. Stats-based sites. I've been working with the stats department to come up with the players with the best numbers. I didn't care if they were playing for a fashionable club like you guys. This is what the numbers are telling us. So it is Jordan Pickford in goal, top 4 for
I was
XG
right with
prevented,
Pickford.
second most clean sheets, and far more involved in attacking play than other goalkeepers, with, as you said, direct passes into the box. Trent Alexander-Arnold, the biggest attacking presence at fullback. That tells you the story you need to know. We've talked about Saliba. Anderson next to him. Top 3 clearances per 90 minutes, strong 1v1 defensive stats, also top 3 for successful long passes per 90. Palace fans will tell you that's a real feature of his game, pinging it forward to Jean-Philippe Mateta and whoever else. Anthony Robinson leads Fulham in a number of categories. Most interceptions per 90 of any Premier League defender. He's very quick as well, we know that. High for open play crosses for 90 minutes.
What stats? I'm interested, because I was going to pick Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back or Ben White. But what stats determine that Trent Alexander-Arnold? What's the overall defensive to? What's the ratio defensive to attacking stats on it?
It's more about what he does on the ball, because I'm an offensive thinking coach. So
he plays on the front foot.
It's actually attacking stats and passing.
Yeah,
is it?
most passes into the box per 90 minutes.
Okay, I can
any
see why
Premier
then
League player
Anderson
this
and Robinson
season.
and Alexander-Arnold are in.
Also, most possession won per 90 minutes.
Okay, so there is some defensive work in there
as well. Yeah. Anyone else that we're not talking about later on? I think the others.
Saka's unlucky not to get in. For Cole Palmer, Saka would have been in.
Most touches in the box of any player in the Premier League this season.
Saka's
Bukayo Saka.